Wow, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Crypto Ambassadors channel. And this evening, we bring you a tutorial on how to set your coins, on how you could develop a trading strategy that you could basically be able to use to get your trades better. When a good trader needs to sit down and create their own strategy. That's why here on Royal Q, we have when you open your Royal Q basically, and this is your Royal Q, then you tap on mine, and then you tap on my strategy setting here. On my strategy setting, you tap on mine, then you come here on my strategy setting. This is where we are going to set our strategy this evening. So if you are new and you open here, you'll see the word add it now. If you are old, then you just needed to change your focus and tap in this corner where you see the plus sign. Tap on the plus sign to be able to create your strategy. Now before you create your strategy, um, if you have little capital, your options are little, but if you have more capital, you can have more options. So let me start with little capital. For example, if you have $50, you have $50. What are you supposed to do? Okay, what are you supposed to do? The minimum first buying amount. Some coins might accept a 10 minimum first buy amount, but some others, Binance, might refuse a 10 moving a $10 first buying amount. So if the 10 fails, then you can always be able to adjust your first buying amount from 10 to 15. So let's say you have $50. So your first buying amount could be 10 basically, and the maximum number of margin calls, they can be 4, because you now we shall get 10 times 4, which will be already $40 plus the first buying amount used, which is 50. So the whole position take profit, remember we explained in the previous tutorial and said this means that if the market rises by 1.3 and tries to go down by 0.3, let the robot sell. So basically this, we can either give it, depending on the signal or the coin you are taking, you can take a 2% and you can make it maybe 2.01. Then when you come here, you make it 0.01, which means that when the market will rise by 2.01 and try to come down by 0.01, the robot will definitely sell. Our trading strategy currently, because of the market situation, is basically one shot like we described before. It means that the robot buys, when the market rises, it sells. Now, since we have been able to set 4 margin calls, we shall come to the margin configuration depending on the signal, because you don't have so much options. If the signal given is a 2%, or if you pick the most negative coin that is in negative 20 or negative 15, and you want to set a 5% drop, a minimum of 5% drop is what I would recommend on every coin you want to trade, especially if you have low capital. So this will be a 1. This can also be a 1. This can also be a 1. This can also be a 1. But sometimes, the robot may start with $15, and instead of it going down, it rises and sells and only gives you a profit of $15. That's why you would love to lower your first call, maybe 0.2. Okay, you come here, you make 0.2. You come here, you make 0.2. 0.2 plus 0.2, that is 0.6, and we want to make it basically 5. So we shall make this a 4.4, that if the worst gets to the worst, let the robot buy the last call. Then since we are using $10, this will be 1, which means 1 times 10, that is 1 times 10, 1 times 10, and 1 times 10. And basically this is 40 plus 1, which is $50. If you are trading with $50, you could maybe use this. And to take advantage, sometimes if you want to keep on getting consistent profit, maybe the signal is 3%, you could decide for you to say, my usual take profit will be 1.1, or someone may say mine will always be 2, because you want to get out of trades faster. All right, so thank you so much. Now from $50 we want to upgrade, so this we confirm. Okay, all right. Now because our first buy in amount here on the margin call is 0.2, the robot may not allow to save, because this means that if the market drops by 0.2, all right, the robot should buy one time. But remember, the robot doesn't buy when the market drops by 0.2. It usually waits for the market to rise by the buy-in callback. So the buy-in callback means if the market drops by 0.2 and tries to go up by this, then the robot will buy one time. So it cannot be equal. That's why we shall put a 0.1 here. So it means that when the market will drop by 0.2 and rises by 0.1, which is the buy-in callback, the robot should prepare to buy. So we confirm that, and that is our settings for $50. Now your drop is 5%. Okay, all right. Now let's go into how do we come up with settings of $100. Like I said, if you don't have big capital, your priorities can be limited. Okay, now with $100, we want to set up 10 margin calls. Why do we focus on 10? Because we understand that whatever the robot buys from call 1, 2, 3, and 4, it sells once. That's why we have this area here called the whole position take profit. This one here, it is for the profit that is for margin call 1 up to 4. So we want to provide better settings. So we shall make our first buying amount 10. We shall make our first buying amount 10. Then the number of margin calls, there will also be 10. So 10 times 10, already it gives us $100. The take profit, like I said, the signal may give 3%, but for you want 2%. So you always compound your 2%, 2.01, and the callback, like I explained, the previous $50 setting, 0.01. Then we go to the margin configuration. Now the margin configuration, remember, we want to take advantage of the marketplace, so that's why we set lower first buy-ins, so that the robot buys faster and it can be able to make perfect sales faster. Like I said in the video that I've made, that maybe the signal is 5%, or you want to pick the most negative coin. When you go and you want to pick the most negative coin, make sure you pick a coin that is 10, 15, 20 and above. All right, don't pick low ones, because sometimes a coin might be the most negative and then it continues going more negative. So if you want to set up, okay, if it was a signal and the signal is 5%, I could go 0.2 or 0.3 or 0.2. All right, 0.2. I want my robot to really buy very fast. Okay, 0.2. Okay, if this, maybe here I go 0.3. All right, then 0.3. Right, then 0.3, right, then 0.3. Okay, so 0.3, this is 0.6, 0.9, this is 1.2, this is 1.2 plus 8, that is 2%. All right, so okay, then I'll put a 5 here, and I put maybe a 5 here. So that was 2%. So this will be a 12% drop. Now imagine that if I pick a coin that is negative, let me say negative 15 plus 12%, that basically becomes a 27% drop. Okay, now here in the buying, I have no options because I don't have too much money. So it will be a 1, it will be a 1, it will be a 1, a 1. All right, a 1. All right, a 1. All right, a 1. All right, a 1 and a 1. Okay. All right, so this, if the signal was 5%, I'll still be safe. Even if the market misbehaves a little bit, I could still be able to enjoy. And basically, it is a one shot. Now, when it comes to buy-in callback, because our buy-in callback was 0.2, it means that basically this cannot be able to be bought. So we shall reduce this to 0.1, because if the margin call drop is 0.2, then the buy-in callback cannot be 0.5. Like I explained recently, and I said when the market falls by 0.2 and you cannot say tries to go up by 0.5. No, tries to go up by 0.1, then the robot will be able to buy. So that is with $100. I can still use the same settings if I have 150, by changing my first buying amount, instead of it being a 10 to being 15, which means 15 times 10 will be basically 150. So maybe it will take like 165, or I can make this 14. All right, or I can make this 9, which basically means I've removed off one margin call. Okay, still the same settings can be used if I basically have a capital of $200. I can increase my first buying amount to 20. This means if the margin call drop is basically as it is, basically because it is still 12%, but if I want to increase more, okay, this is how I can make it 10. If I want to increase more, then basically I could come here and I increase this. The last two, I make this 10 and I make this 10. So when the worst gets to the worst, maybe I could be able to benefit better. This is 20 plus 1.2, which is 22%. But I can still be able to jingle with the same settings. Now, for the people who have $500, we have basically come up with a strategy that we believe you could be able to use. If you have $500 and above, we have basically been able to come up with a strategy, and it is located on all our platforms. And this strategy is this one. And this strategy basically looks at 30% drop. Okay, it basically looks at 30% drop. We have come up with 520, 720, and $1,000. But you should not use this strategy if that is the only money you have. All right. Although at a risk, if your risk is high, you could still be able to use it because it basically looks at 30%. But like I usually say, if you have less than $500, it is important for you to trade one coin. Okay, it is important for you to trade one coin. So these settings are 30% drop from the entry of that specific coin that you are trading. So basically these settings are already available, so I don't need to go through them, but just to throw a clarity is that from the first call basically to the 15th call, it is 5% drop, which gives you someone a better option to enjoy the trade and really make some more profit. But if you have only $500, it could, unless your risk appetite is okay, meaning you're okay with risking your capital. But if you want to enjoy the opportunity better, I usually give an example and say set your margin calls depending on your capital, and usually use 60% of your capital. What do you mean by 60? 60 times your capital. What you get are the settings you provide. As I come to the end of this short video that I've been able to make, how would you calculate the margin call limits? Okay, basically you get your capital. If I have $300, I get my capital, and I want the robot to buy with $15 as my first buying amount. I get my $300 and divide it by 15. Okay, I divide it by 15. So what I will get will be the number of margin calls. So the robot will be buying 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 all through. But if you have bigger capital, all right, you have bigger capital, you are this person who has $2,000, for you I would advise you, even if you use what settings, make sure the first 4 margin calls are into what we call the double up. Whenever the robot buys 2, whenever the robot buys 4, whenever the robot buys 8, whenever the robot buys 16. So when the robot buys the first time, it doubles. This enables you to make a lot of good profit. Even if you are using the $1,000 settings and you have more than that, maybe you have $2,000, you would love the robot to be doubling the first 4 margin calls. If you can't afford that, remember you could even adjust and say I'll use the Fibonacci, which is 2, 3, 5, 8, which is 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 okay, 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 plus 3 equals 8, and the rest maybe you could buy with 1 1. This basically can be edited by anyone at any time. That's what I wanted to share with you. And basically after I've created your settings and you would love to pick a coin to trade, you just come on home here and you tap on the search icon. You You look for the name of the coin you want to trade. Let me say KCM. You look for the name of the coin you want to trade. You create. You tap on Martingale bot. Create again. Next. Then you tap on trade settings. Then you tap on trade settings. Then you tap on manual create. Then you tap on choose a strategy. Then you touch your strategy that you created. All right. The names don't matter. You tap your strategy. Usually the 12 might insist where you see 12. So you should go back to what you had set. You remove the 2 and put a 0 if it was 10. You save, and basically if the signal had a preset price, you could drop in the preset price here, and let me say it is 3 point something. Confirm, and then be able to tap the start button. Switch off the AI margin call. I don't advise anyone to have the AI margin call on. Make sure your coin is on one shot. What do you mean, Julius? You need to come and tap on one shot if you don't do it on your settings. And what we consider that it is on one shot, you'll find that this corner here will read one shot. All right. Then tap on the strategy mode and make it the sub bid mode real time settlement. This one here. So you make it the sub bid mode real time settlement. Then you are able to confirm. So after you have done that, then you can be able to tap start. If the coin has a preset price and the preset price is lower than the current price, the coin will go green until it waits for the price to come to the price it has been given. If the preset price is higher than the current price and you tap start, automatically the coin will start immediately. So now you tap start. Like you see here, the preset price is 3, which means, and the current price is 18, means the preset price is lower. So I tap start, and definitely the coin will come and appear green in color or blue in color. So where do you see the coin you are trading? You tap on strategy, and basically you tap running. So when I tap here on strategy on running, you can see I have KSM in here, but it is green because it is waiting for the market to get to $3. That said and done, I would love to come to the end of the sharing and wish you a perfect, fantastic evening. Nice trading.